Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with the growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with podcasting. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcastic, the home for indie podcasts and content creators.
I pray that my love for you is bigger than what my parents have.
So you must be my daughter's new friend?
Candy, let me ask you a question.
Oh, so this him? This the man that comforts you more than me?
Mama, all men ain't like daddy.
That's not fair!
The content you're about to hear is a part of a paid programming segment. The views, opinions, and statements expressed belong solely to the sponsor and do not reflect those of Podcastic or its host. This segment is for informational and promotional purposes only and should not be considered as advice or endorsement. Listener discretion is advised.
Rise and grind, wanna show at 9:15 a.m. Monday through Friday, great conversation, guest appearances, cause you experience us on the cusp of blowing up. Boom. Wake up, wake up. Rise and grind, morning show.
Oh my God! Since men have
Oh my gosh, look at you!
do our producer have emotional unintelligence? Welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning Show, y'all. We do this every Monday through Friday, 9:15, or whenever we get started to whenever we end. Hey, y'all, the crew is with us. The one and only Cam is here, y'all.
What up, though?
So as we go by Cam or Camaryn, which one?
Okay, my name is the C, the A, the M, the A, the R, the N. My name is Camaryn. Hey, but
No.
AKA, no. My name is Camaryn, but you can call me Cam.
Okay. You can call me buddy, but better you can call me. We can call me.
Just call.
You remember that Call Me Al? Just call me. Whose phone is that?
You know what? I have no freaking idea. It's one of them. It's the one on the side. It's a phantom phone. It was my phone. I would take accountability.
That was funny.
Because I meant to turn it.
You said it's a phantom phone. A phantom falter. Anyway, shout out to my stepkids. At one time, they bought me a card for my birthday, and it said the Phantom Farter, because I used to fart all the time in front of them, and they used to laugh so hard. And they know
Why you think it's okay now?
it's okay.
Man, my mother would have a fit if my father passed. We couldn't say fart. That's the first thing. We could only say pass gas because my mother was very, she's very demure. And he would be like, he would do it, and one of my brothers would just bust out laughing. She said, "You stop it! That is filthy!" And I would be like, so we weren't allowed to say fart. We had to say, "Don't you say that?" It's
when the car opened up, it got a superhero in there with an F on the chest, and it said "Phantom Farter."
That's what they got you. That's what they got you.
Yeah, that's what they got me.
So you was thinking.
I was.
Yes, Lord.
I used to tear their ass up, especially when they didn't want to get up and go to school. I fart right, put up on their
Why was that your remedy?
God.
Why was that the remedy?
That is so
I know
childish.
some people use water, like they'll throw water on the kids.
He's childish because when we were kids, my brothers were stupid too. They used to fart in a pass gas. Sorry, Mom. They used to pass gas in a cup and say, "Oh, let me let you smell this. It's this."
Yeah.
And they make up it's a magic trick, and they say, "Okay, just put it up to your face." And I'd be like, "What?" They'd be like, "What?" And then they move their hand. I'd be like, "Oh."
They were savoring a fart. That's wild work. I never heard of that.
That's why I'm glad that I grew up with brothers, because I think that's why I didn't like boys for many years.
Yeah.
I was like,
Really?
I'm not dealing with this.
My friends would be like, "Oh my gosh, you're brothers," and they'd be like, "Boys." I'd be like, "They be passing gas. They be boys is disgusting."
Yeah,
because I had brothers, and all they friends used to come over too, and I used to just be looking at them like. I make y'all some Kool-Aid and I leave.
Nasty. They'll do whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think all people are nasty or whatever's.
They were learning and just curious and just doing boy stuff.
Yeah,
and I was the only girl, so I was like, ew. So
let me read what's on my cue card for today's topic. Today's topic is
so cute.
Learning to accept an apology you never received. Right, that's on our cue card. So shout out to everybody who's checking us out right now on the Rise of Ground Morning Show.
Yes,
we really appreciate all three of y'all right now.
And shout out to the topic because you know,
thank you, Kim.
People,
thank you so much, Kim.
People in life don't want to apologize. They just don't.
They don't.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, you have to. They go around the apology. That's what we saying. Mm-hmm. They go around the apology. Hey, girl, you know, like they just pop their ass back up. They don't say they sorry.
Oh, now I understand.
Don't say nothing. They just come over your house. Girl, I bought you a pizza. You be like, okay, that's cool, but but what about? And they
this
just
ain't no pizza party,
right? Because I actually have a family member like that. He will rant, he will go off. He will just act up, and then he'll be like, you want to go eat? And you be like, what?
I'm not over this yet.
Right. That was like a day ago.
Yeah.
But his heart, he is the sweetest person on the earth. Mm-hmm. But he just, when he get riled up, he just go.
Do you think that kind of equates people to be forgiven? Them saying like, oh, I'm overall a good person. But it's like you have to really be a good person. You just can't be like, oh, that's just how I am.
Well, the person I'm talking about is my brother. I love you, grandfather, brother. I love you. No, I love my brother, but I know his heart and I know who he is because I've known him all his life. Mm-hmm. And see, I love the fact that when we have people in our families that have different, I'm not going to say idiosyncrasies, I'm going to say traits, that's how we learn how to deal with people in real life. So when a lot of times people, you know, be like, rah, and they be doing that, I be looking at them like, okay, you're hurt, damn. Because I know what it looks like. I know that you probably you're not upset with me. It's a book that I read that I know that Miles read too.
Don't you ever tap the desk to get my goddamn attention. I was trying to look at something.
Lake said, mustard.
Right. Mustard. They call the 5 agreements. Mm-hmm. And what right. So in that book, it talks about people be going through stuff that don't have nothing to do with you, and then they take it out on you. So you don't know what they've been through that day, what they're going through, what's on their mind. So when they encounter you, they may go off and be acting all stupid, but they're projecting onto you, but it's not towards you. So you just have to learn to look at people. I work in a service industry where I deal with people all the time. So in my mind, I started looking at people like they were toddlers. Wow. Like they can't express themselves.
They don't know better.
So I'm going to let them say what they need to say, and then I gently will respond like, oh, and da-da-da. And I have learned to diffuse situations because I know that you're hurt. You're going through something, and so I'm going to cater to your inner child. And I am an adult, so therefore I'm gonna act like the queen, the adult that I am.
Are you a queen or an adult?
I'm a queen adult. And then another thing, queens don't argue. Queens don't argue with peasants.
So that's the one.
I'm not trying to be ugly. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's if you look at people as peasants.
I don't look at people as peasants, but I look at myself like a queen, and I know that I'm not about to lower my vibration for you or for yours.
Got it. I think that's good though, because when you look at a grown person, that's all you see. You don't see past hurt, past trauma. You just looking at, I got disrespected by an adult. So now I've got to match energy. I can't be disrespected, especially if it's in front of a crowd or an audience or people or whatever. A lot of people don't deal with disrespect.
Well, I would say like this. Sometimes people bring disrespect upon themselves because one, they did not hear what someone said.
They didn't listen.
And then they're blatantly to say something. Well, you didn't hear what I said. I said, well, you didn't even finish the sentence.
or you didn't communicate effectively. But this is a saying that somebody taught me a long time ago, and I want to share it with our viewers. Just because you're loud does not make you right.
That's very true.
Now that's the one.
And people
be
think,
loud and wrong.
Yeah,
and they think, because, well, I'm going to elevate my voice, and that doesn't make you right. It makes you look small. And it makes you look like you don't know how to communicate effectively without yelling and screaming. That's what a toddler does. Yeah. So therefore, the adult, I was about to say the adulteress, but that wouldn't sound right.
That wouldn't sound
at least, you know.
No, because we just have to understand.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I love you, Lake. I'm about to
say. Dance. Yeah, no. Hey, Lake.
Hey,
good
Lake,
morning, Mark. Good morning, Miss Monique.
And Lake, I love you when you be on the show. I be popping in and listening. I love Lake. And I love your energy, and I love your wisdom, and I love your Lakeness.
Yes. Yes, so, your Lakery.
Your Lakeisms.
Your Lakeisms.
But listen, but learning to accept an apology you never received is kind of deep now that I understand what it means. Mm-hmm. But sometimes those be people mechanisms of not triggering. Like, that's what calms them down, because they feel like they're in control and they took care of it, right? Mm-hmm. In most cases, like, I have done it. Like, I probably never said I'm sorry, but I probably got tired of saying I'm sorry, because I made a lot of mistakes in my life. Mm-hmm. And
the best thing to do is say I apologize, not I'm sorry. I heard that you should not say I'm sorry, because you're not a sorry individual and or being.
I don't go for that shit. Just like people say, don't say good morning. That means your morning the dead. Shut the hell up. No,
I ain't never heard.
You going a little too deep.
That's what I said. I ain't never heard of that one.
We doing too much.
But what I'm saying is,
so is it best to take the emotion out of it then?
Yeah, you say, you know what?
You always have to take the emotion out of everything when you're responding.
You can be like, I'm sorry.
That's
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Cam, but I just did. But if you say I apologize, to say I apologize,
I just said like my apologies. That's what I'll say.
See, to me, when you say apologize and my apologies, to me that's a demure way of saying I'm sorry. However, it's also so easy to say.
What, I'm sorry?
Yeah, when you say no, I apologize, it's easy to say. When you say I'm sorry, when you say I'm sorry, it brings some form of humility to it.
Right, because sorrow is sorrowful. Yeah. Like I'm sorrowful. You don't say I'm sorrowful, but that's the root word.
So it's not just acknowledging it. That's not.
It's an expression. I have right here that what's the best definition of an apology? It says here on Google, it's a written or spoken expression of one's regret, remorse, or sorrow for having insulted, failed, or injured or wronged another.
I appreciate a nice letter. I really will.
I'm writing you a 4-page letter. I think, but I think sometimes people, sometimes people will want you to apologize. This is the thing. We live in a world where people are very manipulative.
All the time.
And so with manipulation, they'll try to manipulate situations and then try to make you, they get off on manipulating situations and then trying to make you feel like you were wrong. And a lot of times, people don't want to argue with people, so you just say you sorry just to make them shut the hell up, or you don't want to deal with it, so you just apologize just to just get over it. But at some point, you stop doing that, because once you know that you're dealing with a manipulator, you're not going to keep on saying you're sorry, because at some point, the manipulator has to take accountability for their actions in the story and how it played out, and people don't want to do that. They just want to play games.
Yeah,
and I feel like that only helps. Sorry, Miles. I feel like that only helps one party.
No, thank you for saying you sorry. You sorry. You about the sorriest motherfucker I ever met in my life.
That's exactly why I say my apologies. But I think that only helps one party when you just kind of sweep it up under the rug and don't, bring it up on what bothers you. I feel like that only do so much for so long, because now you festering with the thought of being angry or sad or whatever because it wasn't addressed, but you feel like you were doing or being a bigger person by not saying anything. I've done that.
Yeah, I think the Bible tells you that's why you're supposed to surround yourself with wise people. When you surround yourself with wise people, you can go to those wise people and get clarity on the situation, because sometimes it does take a third party, but the wise person, the person that you talk to, has to be able to tell you that you were wrong.
Yes.
And not just be a yes person and be like, oh, yeah, girl, you was right. No, they need to hear the whole situation, the truth about the whole situation. Yes. And then they can help you unpack it. And if they know who you are, then they know your heart's intent. And if that other person knows who you are, they know that your heart's intent too. So you just have to just try to unpack it and then let it go. But Lake says she loves us back. And she said people don't like to apologize because of the lack of accountability or they are fearful of rejection. And she also says that she agrees with Miles because at the end of the day, be mindful of a person's feelings and acknowledge them.
Yeah. I agree. And that's the part that we don't talk about, the fear of rejection. Because just because we apologize, everybody don't have to accept the apology. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's just the norm. Oh, I apologize. I accept it. We're supposed to move on. But what happens when you truly don't accept an apology?
Well, when you don't accept the apology, you have to also realize what type of person you are.
Mm-hmm. Now, for not accepting it?
Well, yeah, because it depends on the situation. If it was with a situation with a friend, who you consider a friend, number one, and y'all both say y'all are friends, right? You have to, and then you don't accept the apology, knowing that you believe where your friend's heart is, like you say, you know your brother's heart, right? Then you have to maybe question who you are. Like, do I even need to be in this situation?
So is that after the first occurrence, or is that after multiple?
It don't matter whether it's the first, second, or third.
That's really interesting.
I think that when things occur, when it's a rift. And like I'm the type of person, I unpack things. So I deal with stuff right now. So I'm not the type of person where I just be like, oh, I'll deal with that later because I'm scared. No, I'm thinking about it like, oh, but one thing I have learned is I don't respond immediately.
Me about to say.
Yes.
I will sit back and I will unpack the situation in my head. My heart say, well, you were here. This is how you were feeling. Oh, okay. You were not wrong in this situation. Then I will seek, like I said, that counsel and say, hey, this is what happened. And I'm going to be 1,000,000% real. And
1,000,000% real?
Yeah, because I don't play games. Because I'm grown. It's more than 100.
It's like
it's absolute. Because at the end of the day, when we are we are in life.
Let it cook.
And I don't have time to play games with nobody. I don't have time to lie to nobody. I don't have time for that, period. Because if I'm lying to you, I'm lying to myself, and I'm going to always be true to me. So with that being said, I'm going to unpack it. And
I agree with Lake. She said you don't have to accept someone hurting you.
But all the time when things occur, it's not them hurting you. Sometimes it may be them misunderstanding you.
And that's where emotion comes in.
And that's where emotion come in. So hypothetically speaking, I know somebody who don't like to be pinched, right? I made a mistake and pinched her. Like,
how do you make a mistake and pinch somebody?
No, I didn't, because I forgot that she
don't like to
be why like you pinching?
Be just being playful. And when I tell you she got really mean, she's like, don't you ever mother. I mean, I was like, damn, my fault. I felt bad. I was like, I'm sorry. I really didn't mean it. It took her like 20 minutes to calm down. Yeah. But because it triggered something. Again, when you do things that's triggering to people and you mindful of it, right?
Yeah.
Like if you say like one word, Gigi said, don't never call her. If you call her, it triggers her and she gets instantly.
Yeah, but I feel like you should be more cautious of that, especially if somebody tells you. Because at my point, if I tell you something and then you do it at that point, in my mind, I feel like you made a choice.
Yeah, that's disrespect.
I don't feel like it was
perfect.
You know, a mistake because I verbally expressed this to you. Now, if you say it and I haven't told you, I can address it then. Like, hey, that triggers me. I don't like that. Let's move on. I won't be, quick to, demote you as a friend.
Demote.
Well, I think that
not promote, demote.
I think that also you just have to look.
Good morning, Todd.
Hey, Todd.
Good morning.
You have to look at a person's character, and what I am learning at the age that I am now, that I have learned over the years, is that you watch how people treat other people.
Yes.
And if you are dealing with somebody who is always in confusion,
right,
something's wrong. It's not they just a confusion, because some people don't know how to not operate in confusion. That's their comfortable place.
That's true, but everybody don't get the same version of a person either.
Well, actually, they do. They just handle it different, and that person who operates the same way knows how to operate with the person who don't take up.
So you think that a person can give the same version of themselves
all
to
the
everybody?
time. Like me, I get the same version to who I am with everyone except for my mentors. Okay,
right?
Because then you be like, "Yes, sir."
No,
quite chilly, sir.
No, I don't be like that. It's just that my mentors are older and I don't cuss in front of them.
And you wouldn't be respectful.
I don't be respectful. But
right. So that's not.
Wait a minute, I'm going to show you something. However, if I do cuss, he don't be surprised. They don't be surprised. They just be like, oh, you needed to say that.
Yeah, because there's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
And they understand that you are a Miles.
And they know that they cuss too, but they don't. So again,
it's respect.
It's just respect. And so I've learned that everybody that do something or take it a particular way, it ain't that somebody meant to hurt them. Shit, they was already hurt when I got there.
That part.
They was already hurt when I got there. And when people walking on eggshells, I don't walk around with eggshells on people. Like I got, just in the past 20 years, autism became a thing, right? Mm-hmm. I have a few friends that have children with autism. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, look, I ain't messing with Siri. I'm like, that bitch got autism, right? And it's not no disrespect to them. And then they look at me like, I'm like, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you or your child.
Only a hit dog holler.
Right.
It's like we have to stop being so sensitive to things.
A lot of times we want to put ourselves in positions to be hurt.
I get it, but things don't affect you until it affects you. You know.
I understand that, but like say for instance, with my job, I deal with the public. Mm-hmm. When I first started my job, if you cussed, oh my God, or you know, people will be, because I work in the gaming industry, our clients, I would, you know, they be like, bitch, and I would be like, who you? And I would get mad because I was younger. I was like, who you, because I got you know,
right?
And that's how I would feel. But then one day, I had to go back to the principles of what I was taught. Mm-hmm. My name is Camaryn. So if you call me anything other than that, I'm not answering to that. I'm not gonna make it my own. You can't call me nothing but Camaryn, because that's the only thing that's gonna affect me, because my mother named me Camaryn. So therefore, why am I even lowering my vibration to say, somebody say bitch and you like, who you talking to? I'm not doing that because you're not talking to me.
Well, I'll tell you what, in the game industry, was a guy named, his name was Delirious.
He can't even talk. Elma. You look like Elma Fudd right now with that face. Kill the rabbit.
Y'all had some interesting TV shows.
Can't nobody even think about you. Listen, no, but seriously, his name was Delirious. Like he was one of the wild, crazy, fun people in Vegas. Mm-hmm. And when I used to be like, you know how everybody keep their demurrable thing? For some reason, they let this white boy do whatever he want to. He work in old Vegas, right? Mm-hmm. He be like, hit that motherfucker there. I was like, what? And for him to be like, when I went there and I seen him, I was like, oh, he live. He
break up the monotony.
Yeah, and when he trying to tell you not to hit you, he be like, you be the one. And he be like this. He be like, I hold.
Right.
Shout out to Delirious. I forgot his name. His name was something like Harry somebody. It's like a Harry Houdini type of dude name.
Harry Delirious.
Harry Delirious. Shout out to everybody checking us out. Dorian, what up, though? Good morning.
Hey, Dorian, good morning.
My man Todd. Todd was out having a ball yesterday. I could tell because he ain't hit a no podcast yesterday.
Todd was with his family, and thank you for being the family man that you are. He taking care of business.
Perfect,
he a grown man.
Yes.
Taking care of business. I love Todd.
You getting him some praise. A grown man.
He is.
Oh, a grown man.
Watch sing the song. Taking care of business. I don't know.
Anyway,
taking care of business.
So what I would like to ask you though, Cam and Chanie, when a person, how do you know when a person intentionally offended you? How would you know? Is it because it refers back to something y'all have told them in the past, or something just occurred? Yeah, you know. How do you know somebody's? Because sometimes I really know when people intentionally want to do things.
I feel like you can know that in the heat of the moment.
Hey man, say man.
Right. Hey Kel, good morning. I feel like in the heat of the moment you can figure that out, because a lot of people just spill stuff out when they're mad or they're angry, and when
they what?
Angry. I said
no
angry.
Matter. What the hell is matter?
She
I
said
said
if they're mad or they're
Oh.
angry.
See, that's what I was like. I said angry, right? It could come out whether they are mad or angry.
Okay.
Yes, and I was translating.
Yeah, and it could be from something that you have
attitude,
told them prior to, and they choose to use it at that moment, at your vulnerable moment or state. I feel like that's when somebody intentionally is trying to harm you.
Yeah. Shout out to Bilal Branch. He said, great topic. If you want to give us a call at 810-560-0658. That's 810-560-0658. The number is on the screen.
And see, that's how you know people are on bull crap, because if somebody is mad at you because you hurt them, they stick to topic.
Yes.
But when you start trying to bring up the past and you did this and you did that, and see,
like in November, like,
3 years ago you did this, that, and the third, and you be like, and it's crazy because I'm the type of person, I will know everything about you, but I will never like try to throw it up in your face
like
and reveal it. Reveal it, or I won't try to drag you for filth with other people. But it's just like, don't just leave people alone. You know, if you, like I said, if I'm upset, I take a step back. I don't respond immediately. And you're not going to text me, call me, and make me talk if I don't want to talk to you, because I'm smarter than you. I'm a wise woman. A wise person chooses their words and they choose the time to talk. And can't nobody rush you and make you give them an explanation if they don't want to at the time.
Because you may not get the best response the first go around if you just want me to respond off rip.
Exactly. And that's what's wrong with a lot of people in relationships, like with men and women. A man will do something and maybe he needs time to think about it, mull it over or whatever, and the woman be like, you gonna tell me right now. You gonna tell me. And then you be like, no, give that man, give that person a moment, because you don't know what trigger it did. You don't know what's going on in their heart or their mind, and you need to give people a moment in order to process.
Totally
and how you process may be different than they process. You may process your stuff instantly. It might take them a couple of days. So men and women, give people time to process. When you're in a relationship and somebody says, I need a moment, give them a moment. That moment might mean 5 minutes. It might mean a week. But sometimes people need time.
And also don't forget to return back to the conversation, situation, whatever. Don't just sweep it up under the rug.
Well, you have to sweep it up under the rug, but sometimes you might need to sleep on it.
That's right.
Because what happens is people, like somebody say, well, you must admit what you was going to say. I'm like, no, I have to choose my words wisely, because I'm a person, it sounds like I'm mumbling a lot of times. And at the same time, I have to speak slow. Like Will Smith, when I perceive things proceeds on me. No, we'll be doing that, but he's slowing down his whole conversation.
I mean, if it's necessary.
I mean, it's always necessary to get a clarity when you're talking. Like, it's a difference. Like, I hate when people just hand people gum, right? Because they breath stinking. First of all, how about this?
You want a speech behind it?
No, I don't need a speech, but hey, bro, you need to get this gum, but if you can, go
brush your teeth.
Yeah, because what happens is, because sometimes giving a piece of gum is just courtesy sometimes.
Well,
but
if somebody being courteous, receive it.
I put it like this: like, Cam, you got braces now, right? When my homegirl first got braces, she didn't understand you had to really brush your teeth and watch what you eat.
You got to brush your damn tongue, no matter what.
Right?
Brace or no brace,
right? Because food gets stuck in braces.
No, you need to floss. That's what people don't do when they have braces. They do not floss their teeth. I have to floss 2 times a day, sometimes 3 times a day.
Depending on how when you eating, right?
Yeah, period. No, I don't care what I eat. If the food gets stuck in between your teeth, no matter what.
Like when you eat, that's when you want to floss. So, but this young lady I know, she did not do none of that. You know, she just, and then she looked up one day. She was like, why everybody just keep giving me gum? I said, you gotta realize you got braces now. You know, you getting food stuck in between your teeth, and they in them braces. Sometimes you lucky you ain't had no maggots in the summertime crawl out your mouth.
Oh my God, that's disgusting. But you got to have good hygiene. When you have braces, I'm just gonna give you a tutorial. You need a toothbrush. You need a electric toothbrush. You also need dental floss. And you need flossers and different things to get from food from in between your teeth.
Read what
but
Ty
right
said,
now, Oral-B has this new floss, and it's an expandable floss. So what it does, I'm an expert on hygiene. What it does, you can, when you are flossing your teeth, it expands, and so it grabs more of the stuff. And also utilize a water pick.
I love my water pick.
I do too. That it sprays water in between your teeth. So everything that I just said, I do all of that when I brush my teeth twice a day, in the morning and at night, because you got to get that food from in between your teeth so your breath don't stink, and brush your tongue.
And if you can with the water pick, you can also put some leaf mint in there.
You can put mouthwash.
I'm about to say not Clorox, with peroxide,
Listerine, peroxide, all of that.
And so, read what Todd said if you can.
Todd says a true friend would never dare. True friend will never air out your dirty laundry.
Yeah, but also a true friend never knows about if the laundry is dry or not, right? Sometimes.
Can you elaborate on that?
Because sometimes a friend, like hypothetically speaking, if we had a conversation, Cam, and you brought up, say, I don't like Oral-B, and I'm like, and so we talk in the conversation, like, girl, shut up, you don't even like Oral-B, and you talk, and you said it to me in confidence, right? And then you always been bragging about your Oral-B to Shan. Shan be like, oh, that's funny you say that. And then you got me like, why you bring that up? You know what I mean? So sometimes what you share, sometimes when people share confidence with friends, they share different things with different friends.
That's true. I feel like you're supposed to. Everybody don't get the same access, so you do have to be selective.
Well, that's
that's what brings me back to the version. Everybody don't get the same version of a person.
That's why you make sure. Like, if you got 3 or 4 solid friends, I swear to God, you better talk and treat everybody the same way. Because the minute the realest one feel like they not getting the true essence of you.
Yeah, I mean, where you treat everybody with respect, but you still categorize your friends. That don't mean you act fake to some and real to others.
That what I said. I'm pretty sure y'all are females and y'all have friends. And I'm pretty sure this happened. Well, I ain't know that. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this.
I have... You never really know nobody. That's all I'm going to say. Because I have found out stuff about people that you could have never told me that about them. And I had no clue. And it's been years.
Go ahead.
See, that's why niggas.
You put your trust.
Right. Yeah. Don't tell Miles nothing. No. But my point is... No, I'm just playing. You know that's a song. Bust down.
Don't tell Miles nothing.
Yeah, but my point is, I acknowledge that people say things when they are hurt. But if I talk to somebody, I usually talk to people in confidence because I don't think that the person that I'm talking to is going to go back and say anything.
Right.
Because sometimes when you are going through something, we express ourselves. We talk about things because we're trying to figure it out and make sure that we are correct in the situation. So you're trying to just reevaluate things and make sure of things. So sometimes when you're talking about things, you're not just trying to assassinate their character,
like, hey, man,
but sometimes people assassinate their own character by their actions and the things that they do, and then they want to walk around and throw stones at glass houses and then hide their hand. And when you keep seeing that behavior over and over again, after a while, you want to be like, well, shit. Well, since you want to play that game, let me bust your ass out and say what it really is.
Well, definitely.
And sometimes I am a true friend. But if I see somebody keep on messing somebody over, after a while, I'll stop messing with them, because if you'll do that to them, you're going to eventually do that to me. And I used to be so naive to think that, oh, they wouldn't do that to me. I know that this person be calling people on the 3-way and playing the game with friends and between friends, but they would never do that to me. But then when you think about it, they are doing it to you.
They never.
They doing it to you, because if they doing it, they doing it because that's their character, that's who they are, and that's what they do. Yeah. So if you can't trust them because they're being untrustworthy with other people, you can't trust them with you.
Yeah.
Period. Pooh.
Cal said emotional intelligence plays a big part in any of it. Looking for an apology from certain people will disappoint you for a long time if you allow it. And I feel like that's kind of the part of the topic where even if you don't get that apology, you have to be okay with that and accept that and get the closure that you need so that you can move on, so that you won't be disappointed and it don't affect or bother you. You have to do that for you. That's the part of learning to accept that.
And you got to do the work. Like I said, when you have situations, if you constantly at the end of your day go through your mind about your day and you unpack your day, then you don't carry it over to the next day, because yesterday's gone forever. It's gone. I can never get it back. I can't worry about tomorrow, but right now I'm gonna live today. So I'm the type of person, whatever happened yesterday, I forgive you. For me today, I forgive you and I let it go. Do I have to call you and tell you I forgive you and I let it go? No.
Well, how many times you have people like, who are you to talk about you forgive me? I done had people tell me that.
Why don't you want to be forgiven? If you know you in the wrong, the fact that I'm forgiving you, shouldn't you be,
having the behavior? I forgive the
Wait a minute. But in essence,
I do it for me.
The conversation was based on yesterday, too. Sometimes we place ourselves in God's situations.
Explain
that. No, that's true.
Sometimes
we try to be thinking we him.
We thinking we God on our actions. Like, I forgive you. You be like, forgive me for you don't even have to.
You forgive me?
No, I mean just say you accept my apology. So here's one thing I learned: when people say I forgive you, and it's like one, especially on the minute shit, right? You forgive me about what? For what you said.
What did I say?
They giving themselves a bigger.
But I mean, how you handle small things, how you handle big things.
When for me, if I say I forgive a person, I let the situation go, because forgiveness. I'm saying I have to let the situation go, because sometimes when you keep thinking about something over and over again and it's festering, it starts destroying parts of you.
It does. Good morning.
And I don't have time for nothing to destroy parts of me. So what you're saying about the God thing, I give it to God.
No, I ain't talking about
and
that.
I let go and I let God, because I have to forgive. And I know what you're saying, but I have to forgive, because if not, sometimes you gotta forgive people, because if not, you
have to. And sometimes it's easier said than done.
It is, and it's a process.
I want to show some respect to the person that's in the threads. Her name is Stephanie Faux.
Yeah, good morning, Stephanie.
I love Stephanie.
Stephanie, you can call us in and tell us about what you got going on this week. Okay, please give us a call at 810-560-0658. 810-560-0658. She's an artiste and she has some things going on this week.
And
it just so happened to be that Easter is on 420, so everyone's gonna feel high,
lifted.
Good one.
on all levels of vibration.
Okay.
There you go. The day.
This is the day. Okay. The thing that I hate. Well, it was just gonna fall that way this year, but
just let it be.
Let us not diminish what 420 is. 421. 420. Go to church, y'all, before y'all go get high. Okay, hallelujah.
At the end of the day, say whatever you do.
You can't smoke no Palm Sunday was last Sunday, but just go to church, and then you can do whatever after. And don't go in church smelling like 420, please. Let them people.
No wake and bake.
No,
please.
No. Yeah, that's crazy.
Leave your herbal essences alone until after dinner. Yeah.
After dinner.
I mean, what if there was essences in the dinner? Anyway.
I mean,
it's possible.
However you would like to celebrate your 420.
Yeah. Celebrate it, but don't forget what it's about.
Exactly.
He rose.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
At the end of the day.
And they got green roses out here. Listen, so, no, too soon.
Look, I actually had a moment like, huh?
You see me? I'm like,
Green rose. Anyway, so I do have a question when it's dealing with apologies. Like, I don't accept apologies from people who that's close to me, because they don't have to apologize. If they was going through something, they was going through something. Okay, unless it was physical or intentional hit to try to hurt my feelings. It's really hard to hurt my feelings. Like I tell people, my mother died in my arms when I was 16, so it ain't too much shit you gonna say to
Can
hurt
I ask
my
the
feelings.
question?
Sure.
Do you think that that's a coping method that you have?
No, it's not a coping method. It's just like when you had the worst shit ever happen to you.
Can't nothing else hurt.
Can't nothing else. You be like, okay. So I done had people cuss me out. Like, so you don't feel shit? I said, no, okay. So you don't have nothing to say.
No, I get it, but I'm saying that's how you are externally, but internally,
Same
not
thing.
saying that it bothers you, but it don't affect you in any way.
It don't affect me in no way, especially amongst friends.
Okay, I'm just saying
You know
because
what I
they say it's healthy to feel, being your emotion and be in a moment.
I do it with
women.
Yeah,
Okay, men, no. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
The
not
same for
gonna-
y'all?
Yeah, for men, when a man be emotional like that, I swear to God, leave him alone. Get away from him.
because you don't never know what he gonna do.
He gonna do it. I'm not gonna lie. If you ever see me get pissed,
Leave.
just leave me
I'ma head
alone.
out.
Right, just be like, you know what? I think it might be lunch break. Okay, I got you.
I'ma head
She
out.
gonna say that.
You
She gonna be
hangry?
like, I'm about to go to the store.
I swear. You hangry?
Because men handle things differently, and that's why we have. This is so off topic, but you can't play with a man.
No.
You know, like a woman, a man can cheat. He can go out and do whatever, but if he love you, because it's different for him. But if he love you and you cheat on him, that's why so many women be getting hurt and be getting killed,
I
because
ain't
he
gonna
be
lie.
like, you done told me that, and he be like, well, you did it, I could do it too. Women,
we
you are
can't play
not
that
men.
game.
You cannot play games with people's emotions, because you cannot assume anything. Don't be married to a man and think you're gonna go cheat on him because he gave you his heart, he gave you his name, and then you're gonna go out there
His name,
and cheat on him, and he done stood up in front of everybody saying that he forsook all others for you, and then you gonna play in his face. If you don't want to get married, men and women, leave people.
Yeah.
I would
Just
say,
not gonna end well.
I would say this by me being who I am and raising myself, right? And I basically designed myself. I basically designed who I am. I don't get angry what most men would get angry about. If a woman was the quote unquote cheat on me, that part of me won't be. Now, if I ask her, what did she do? And she ain't going to answer. I did what normal people do during sex. No.
Yeah, but I feel like, why does that information matter?
Because I'm gonna show you why. Because women say things like that.
If the act already done.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I only do that to people I love. Women say this. These are things that women say. And then when you ask them, well, did you do the hookup?
And she say yes, then you love him, and when the emotions is in it, it's over.
I mean, but you really gotta think about it. Typically, when females do cheat, it's because
No.
I ain't never cheated. So
a lot of women cheat just revengefully.
Yeah.
A lot of
okay, that could be the case, but typically it's with someone that they already know and is close
No.
Some people see it's just like men having.
You got a lot of faith in women.
It's just like women. It's just like men.
Myself. Yes.
It's just like men having one night stands. You know, they go out, they do whatever.
They don't care about the individual, but the woman, if they do go cheat, they typically care for that man in some magnitude.
Some do, some don't, because it's some women out here to use sex just to use sex.
A coping
some
mechanism.
women, they use it as a coping mechanism. When a woman is truly sexual, it's usually because she started her sexual journey at a young age, and it makes her feel like that's her power. Like her power is in her sexuality. And so that's why you have so many women out here to just give it away. They're giving it away not because they love that man or anything. That's the only way they feel empowered. That's the only way they feel special is being sexual or being sexualized.
There you go.
That's an interesting point.
Black woman.
Black.
I apologize.
Apologize.
I apologize for me thinking that your thighs and your eyes was the same. Just because I can enter don't mean I can remember.
You can't enter an eye.
It depends on what you're using.
You know what? Please.
Talk to him.
I was doing my poetry.
Good morning, Blue.
I was doing my poetry, but you fucked that up, Ken. Anyway, y'all, don't forget, Vaquita Taylor got something going on poetry. And Q Lewis is actually he's the headliner.
Really?
This Saturday.
Okay, Q.
So I want us to, if we can, let's go support our big homie Q.
Yeah.
Q Lewis.
Congratulations, Q.
And I heard it's going to be a great event, and I'm going to tell you where. It's this Saturday, April 19th, 21573 Grand River in Detroit, Michigan. My man Q Lewis is actually the headliner.
That's so cool. What's the time?
The time, damn, it's not even on here.
It's okay.
No, it might be on here. This is the once a month series, and
It's
she
okay.
do not have doors open at 8:00.
Okay.
What is our call in number?
I'm at 810-560-0658. It's right on the television, right below us. I'm about to send this to Chanie so Chanie can
please.
post it. I think this is gonna be so dope, and I'm a surprise.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely come.
They said in the comments, no lie, she's been molested. And I do feel like the sexuality journey did start early, and typically it is because, they were touched inappropriately or just overexposed to.
And also
like
sometimes curiosity will kill the cat.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you this because
But I don't think that behavior just comes about without
doesn't.
some type of influence. Because when you a kid, you're not thinking about
when
that.
I say kids, we'll have to start with kids. Let's say as a teenager, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because sometimes, there have been situations as me as a teenager, we would be skipping at my house, right? And so it'd be one girl bring 5 girls or 6 girls, right? And then everybody in the house is getting down. Okay, just restart the phone. That's what we need to do probably every time we come in is restart the phone. So, hey y'all, listen, man, we are doing what we need to do when it comes down to the Rise of Ground Morning Show. We want to make sure everybody has the opportune time to promote and market themselves, or call in and get their voices heard, because people got things to say, and that's how we do it. I don't know why I even said that, but it made sense at that time. Anyway.
Ooh, Lake gonna say, or she's horny.
Yeah, very true.
At this big age, women can get horny because we do have high sexual drives, period.
Yeah.
But I just think that some women...
Kim, you got a high sex drive?
That's none of your business. But I don't... I'm gonna take a Brittany Chanel quote.
Okay.
My personal life is personal.
Well, Brittany already said she got niggas hiding up under her bed, so we already know that she...
So you can read in between the lines.
Right, I ain't gotta say. I don't have to say nothing. Those who know.
First of all, your dude can't even hide up under the bed. Cam.
He sure can't. He sure
I try not to.
Can't.
Shout out.
It's okay, Cam, because I don't feel like nothing is wrong with a little meat. So.
And listen, so
it's not.
Okay.
So anybody trying to get an iPhone 16, don't do it. We're worried about the 17. 17 gonna be one of the
Try now,
most explosive.
I don't even know why people keep on. I don't even know why people.
It's gonna be a dope. It's a dope.
I don't even know why people keep getting iPhones, because they ain't doing nothing but playing us.
They only added one more camera, guys.
No, one less camera. Thank you.
On the 16 is one less?
Yes.
Well, I'm still on the 14, so let me catch up.
Yeah, I got a 14 and it's going to stay that way until that mug breaks.
Let me catch up, yeah.
I don't even know how to use this one all the way. And I have a iPad Pro. I don't know how to use that all the way either, but we learn it.
We learn it.
We're mature.
Yeah, but to navigate technology without Apple is pretty tough.
Yeah, definitely.
I had to get an Apple phone because I was at a table read one time and everybody she was like, oh yeah, you have a Android, don't you? I was like,
he's like, excuse me,
because I couldn't get the thread, so I was like,
got you.
Gotta get a.
It be like that sometimes.
An iPhone.
Yeah.
Yes, lines are now open, ladies and gentlemen. Please try again.
Yes, please try again.
Yes.
So when it comes down to friendships and apologizing, I never needed my friends to apologize to me. Because when somebody says something out of anger, I just know they was angry. You know what I mean? Okay, they couldn't wait. All right. Carly, you are on the air.
Not too much.
As hell.
Good morning, y'all.
Good morning, Stephanie.
First, let me say I love y'all.
We
love you back.
Yeah.
I wanted to comment on the topic about apologies.
Okay, well, that's cool. But before we get started, tell people what you got going on this weekend.
Starting today, I have an artist reception for my solo exhibit at Posterity Gallery in Grosse Pointe.
All right. Prosperity. What time that start?
Prosperity. 5 to 7.
All right.
Nice.
So come talk to me, y'all. Don't have me standing there looking
crazy
like an abandoned child.
All right.
Congratulations.
Don't worry about it. As long as you don't like a hobo child, you'll be okay.
Well, I might look like that too. It just depends on how I feel when it's time to get dressed.
Okay.
Because you are an artist.
But guess what? You gonna make it.
I am.
Go ahead.
Saturday is the opening for the opening reception for exhibit at Bricks Wine, and that is from 6 to 9.
Okay.
And I think that exhibit is going to be up 2 months, but the opening reception is Saturday.
Okay.
And I think that's enough. Easter, not cooking. I think I'm going to go down to I can't think of the restaurant. It's a Mexican restaurant in Southwest. They have really good food. Yep. So
I have a quick question.
This weekend? Yes.
Stephanie, what you said? Bricks Line?
Bricks Wine.
Bricks Wine.
Franklin.
On Franklin.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's 1588 Franklin.
Okay.
It's a wine bar.
Okay.
Bricks wine bar. Yep.
Oh,
Okay.
she moved.
Calm down. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's dope. Okay. So let's do this. Let's go down memory lane, Stephanie. When did you start doing your painting?
I started taking it serious probably 2022, but I've always dabbled in it. I didn't just like for myself, and I'm still doing it for myself, but I never thought that I would do it at this capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So.
Well, we got an art gallery right next door to us, so you need to go holler at him.
I did let him know that my friend Stephanie, I sent her information to him, and I actually just talked to him about that the other day. So I'll give you a call about that later on. But I did extend that olive branch out to Mr. Ian Grant. He's a gallerist next door in the building, and so we had that conversation. Yes.
I know. I saw that when I was there a couple weeks ago, and I could only see, from the outside because they were closed, but there were some really beautiful pieces in there. I love art.
Oh yeah, that's dope. You got a lot of expensive pieces in there too. Yeah. So let's go into your question about the topic of the day.
I don't have a question. I have a comment,
Okay.
which is, for me, I think it would not be logical to expect an apology for somebody that owes me an apology. Because if they were going to apologize, there would be no need to apologize.
So this is where this is where the Milesism come in at. When people say expect an apology, right? Where at what point do you feel someone needs to apologize to you if you're friends?
If we're friends, if we have some kind of connection or bond, and you have done something to maliciously hurt or offend me.
Oh yeah, okay, I got you.
But that's
not your friend.
Well,
a friend would never.
It could be a family member. It could be somebody that I'm romantically involved in. I mean,
they were maliciously. Okay, so I understand family, but someone who cares for you and that you're a friend and that you're a significant other, to say the words maliciously attack or say something, those people wouldn't maliciously say nothing to you like that. That's personally with me. If they were true to who they position say they are.
Well, most people who do things like that are contradictory. So they say one thing and they do something else.
Because you never know who a person really is.
Right, and that still does not mean that we as humans don't expect for a person to try to right their wrongs. But if you don't feel like you're wrong, you're not going to try to right anything. And so I just have learned how to not expect anything from somebody, because as you said, if you care anything about me, then you won't go out of your way, or you won't do things that you know is going to hurt me or offend me.
True.
So
I had a client come in the other day, and she was going ham on me. I mean, when I say she was going so ham on me, I just looked at her, And then when I followed up with her, she evidently knew that I did not mean it, right? Mm-hmm. And then yesterday she said, honestly, I want to say I apologize for the way I talked to you the other day. Mm-hmm. It wasn't. I was just upset, but for you to sit down and actually listen to me, and just take it like it was not like it was nothing, but you took in to listen to me, and you did what you said you was going to do. This is like the reason why I deal with black people, because we know when we're being held accountable. Mm-hmm. And she said, everything you said you was going to do, you did, because I did not know what was going on.
So, and I think that's another thing. Do what you say you're going to do.
That's big for me.
At the
that's
end
big,
of the
and
day.
that's what's going to endear me to people. Like, that's one of the biggest character flaws I think some people have, is not doing what they say they're going to do. Now, I'm not always 100% on this, but and this is why I don't commit to a lot of stuff, because if I say that I'm going to do it, I'm going to break my neck to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but so here's the thing. When people don't have clarity, right? Mm-hmm. So me, Stephanie, us right here, we live in what I call a make-believe world. Meaning whatever we make, we gotta make people believe in us, right? Mm-hmm. So when it comes down to it, if I say, yeah, Cam, I'll do it tomorrow, Cam, ain't about Cam herself, but a person will call you at 9:35 a.m. Is it done yet? And then you be like, you
gotta give somebody a chance.
You gotta be like, no. But so what need to happen? So I say, okay, Cam, I will make sure I have it to you by 9 p.m. tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then it's solidified the time and the space. And sometimes as friends, we try to make our friends feel better. Like, yeah, I want them to feel priority in a sense. And we say, oh, I do it first thing in the morning for you. And really, first thing in the morning.
But sometimes things happen.
Exactly.
And communication is everything. And you calling me at 9 a.m., I may not be up yet. But if you're my friend, you already know that. You already know my character. You already know how I roll. So you know what it is. And you know that if it's not done by a certain time, either I'm crazy at this point or something has happened. So it's not that I'm blowing you off.
Right.
But what about if it's a situation where you had a friend and, how can I put this? You had a friend. You had a friend and they were supposed to invite you somewhere, right? So you never got the invite. So then you call the friend and you have a heart-to-heart and I'm going to send it to you right now. And then they never sent it. But so you got caught up in your life. They got caught up in their life. And then you look up and you like, I still didn't get this information. So wouldn't you feel like if they were your friend, that if you were important to them, that they would have did what they said they were going to do?
I definitely would. But I definitely can see where that would happen. But that is why, like, a lot of times...
and I'm talking about like over like a couple of weeks and month span. So it's like 2-3 months. You forget.
Look, sometimes
she's trying to pull out this grace.
But,
hey man,
man.
But I called you to remind you though.
Yeah,
and you were like, as soon as I get off the phone, I'm a handle it. So as your friend, wouldn't that other person feel like, well, damn, they must not want me to be there because we just had this long conversation.
I definitely would.
And you said, I'm going to send it to you now. And then they try to flip it on you and say, well, you should have called this person or that person and found out. Why? Because
right, you were my point of contact.
And I would have sent it right then. I would put you on speakerphone and I would have sent it right then and there, because I know if I don't do it right now, I'm going to get sidetracked because my brain is running 1,000,000 miles a minute and who knows what's going to happen. And I might wake up out of my sleep like, I forgot to send this.
But you would. But the other thing too is you got to take into accountability what that person got going on. I got stuff going on. You can have we all got 1,000,001 things going on. So I'm not thinking about you because you said you were going to send it. So now my focus is back on my stuff, what I got to do, what I'm doing, and because life is lifing. So then I wake up and I'm like, damn, I never got any information when I talked to you several days ago, and you promised that you were going to send it. So I'm not about to chase you down.
Yeah.
I agree with that too.
It's not a priority. You don't want me.
If it wasn't a priority for you to do it when you said it, and over 5 days you didn't think about it not once, then it's not important.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's okay.
Say you should have called somebody else. No, I'm calling you.
That part.
The person that said it was going to do it.
That part. And then
I'm not.
Thank you for clarifying, because I must just say I had a situation like that. And Stephanie, you've known me for years. If I find out today that you're doing something and I say, Stephanie, I promise I will be there, I'm going to be there. Now, it's a difference between me saying I promise and I will try. You understand what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? But if I'm looking right now and I'm like, okay, I know she's going to be at Posterity Gallery in Grosse Pointe and it's going to be open till 9 p.m. If I get that's why I said, let me write it down so I'll know where you are. So if I can make it, now I have these addresses so I can say, I'll go support you like I, have in the past. I tried to because, my work schedule is crazy. But if somebody, that's my issue. If somebody wants you to be there, they're going to make sure. And it ain't nothing in heaven or hell that's going to stop them. And especially when they say that you are their friend.
Lake, shut up.
I agree with that. I agree.
You agree with what?
I agree.
She's going to wake Miles up.
Oh, I was talking about the one from before.
Shut up. I was.
Sorry, I was talking about the business comment. I agree with that.
Lake said business hours from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. You should never be calling before or after.
I really do not like to call people late.
Well, what happens is it all depends what type of business you're in, right? Mm-hmm. So when I first started, I was in, as far as printing, majority of my clients would come to see me actually at my office after 11 o'clock.
Oh heck, PM. That's disrespectful.
No, it's not because
if your office hours is like that, that's your office hours.
So
but don't come and see me after 11 o'clock. Sleep.
That part.
Well, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the majority of them was bar owners and promoters, right?
Okay. So that's their time.
So by the time 11 o'clock hit, they know what they're doing for the following day or a couple of days, a week or whatever, and they come see me, and they paid me very well. So
I'll stay up too.
I would too for that.
Okay, look. I'm up.
Hey, Stephanie, thank you for calling.
Thank you,
Stephanie.
Are you putting me off the phone now?
Yes, we are. Bye. No, you have
call back in 5 minutes.
Okay, I'll call back in 5 minutes. I'm going to listen to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie.
See y'all later.
And congratulations again this weekend. Hope all goes well.
Hopefully, we'll
sell a lot of paintings.
We'll try to get as many people as we can to come today.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
All right.
No problem. Appreciate you.
And post your event in the thread too. Put your flyer in there. All right.
Or just the comment, please.
All right. Peace.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
So, and listen, y'all. See that these are people that we know. These are people who we consider as close to us. And I don't understand why people who we consider close to us and know that we're friends, why they just don't come on the show and promote their event.
Yes, but she probably didn't know. But Stephanie, we will have you on the show really soon. Let us know. I will reach out to you and we'll talk and see because we do want to promote every show that you have. So like whenever you're having a show, just let us know and you just pop up on us because you're always welcome here at the Rise and Grind Morning Show.
Always.
You're doing too much.
No, you're always welcome.
Always.
No, you're not.
Boy, you better go on somewhere. I'll fight you.
I'm gonna fight you for Stephanie.
I ain't no scared. I ain't no punk. I beat up a girl.
I have.
Gather your crew because we're gonna come. We're gathering.
Don't play with Stephanie.
Let me clap.
Okay,
clap
gather your crew.
Okay.
Anyway, y'all. So y'all know what time it is. It's going on to the 10:30 mark of the hour, and we'll be right back. Y'all watching the Rise and Grind Morning Show right here on Podcasting. This is our little breaky break where Cam got to go pee or poop. All right, we'll be right back.
And Miles is taking a nap.
Get ready for for a night of lyrics and laughter. April 19th in Music Hall with Grammy Award winner Chrisette Michelle. Also, the smooth sounds of Kindred, the Family Soul. And on the same show, get your laugh on with comedian Bruce.
Man, I went to church with my aunt. We didn't get up to 12:30. We didn't leave out of Friday evening by 4 o'clock.
And your celebrity host, Omar Gooding. Tickets on sale now. Available at Ticketmaster and the Music Hall box office.
I pray that my love for you is bigger than what my parents have.
So you must be my daughter's new friend?
Candy, let me ask you a question.
Oh, so this him? This the man that comforts you more than me?
Mama, all men ain't like daddy.
That's not fair.
So I'm gonna be like Queen Latifah and these bitches set it off. I ain't risking my life for no $2,000. You got $1 million in the hood. Somebody gonna fuck around and rob that motherfucker. You see a bitch, then smack a bitch.
Hey, real quick, I know you guys are enjoying the show. Yes, we are always having a good time on the Rise and Grind show. But please, do me a favor. Go to YouTube, type in Rise and Grind Morning Show. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. Therefore, you can always be in tune with our live content and interact with us, be in the comments, and we can keep bringing dope, hot content to you. Now, we're going right back to the show.
Oh yeah, welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning Show, y'all. We are back.
Back.
Just like Brittany said. Learning to accept an apology you never receive. That's kind of difficult, like I tell people. A lot of times we expect people owe us an apology, and really they don't owe us shit, because we really didn't hear what people be saying majority of the time.
Yeah.
We'll walk around with an attitude, and then we'll find out later that they never said what they said, and we took it exactly the wrong
That's
way.
why I never get upset with what I heard, because if I hear something, I'm going to come to you and talk to you. Period. I'm not gonna walk around and be having that heaviness in my heart. I'm gonna tell your ass. So my point is, if I have come to you, I'm gonna come to you and talk to you, so you don't ever have to worry or think about what Camaryn said, because I already had that conversation with you. So with that being said, don't ask my neighbor. Don't ask the people that I hang around. If you got something you want to say to me, say it to me. And I advise you to do the same, because there's so much information that gets misconstrued when we listening to the naysayers and what other people are saying. That's why I'm always very leery when people are talking about people. Because if you'll talk about them, you'll talk about me, and I don't want to get misinformation. But the thing is, you're not going to puddle and muddy the waters in my spirit because you're talking about people, because I treat people according to how they treat me. It don't have nothing to do with what I'm told.
So why you got waters in your spirit? Anyway, so
because we are made of water.
Bodies are made of water.
And look, in the words of Brittany Chanel, if you see a bitch, smack a bitch.
The
Pop
gun.
a bitch. Right.
The gun is wild work. Good morning, caller.
Caller, you on the air.
Morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Chef.
Oh, damn. How you know it's Chef?
His voice.
Oh, he said, good morning, family. Yeah.
This is an amazing subject that I can really speak on.
Thank you.
Speak then, brother. Okay. We want to hear.
Now, first of all, for the listening audience, one thing you have to do is have emotional intelligence about the thing. Don't expect an apology from a person who is incapable of giving it.
Ooh.
Clock that coffee.
Hey, can you break that down for me, my brother? Please.
Cam, get on the show now.
Right. Put your camera on.
With my particular situation, what made it very hard, and I had to realize that over time, is that I had never in my life experienced betrayal and being used on that level. Because I naturally just love people, right? And I got this thing, I got a certain level of trust. All depends on where I meet you in life that I will extend to.
Right.
So the part that I learned about later on was the emotional intelligence. So when I look back, the apology that I knew I probably would never get from that person, I had to turn around and apologize to myself for turning all the red flags green. I said,
yes.
You see how this person did their family? You know what I'm saying? You seen how they did some of their friends. What would make you any different?
What make you so special?
What make you so special? You know, they just handed it out, right? So I, because of what I went through, man, I had times where I just wanted revenge. But I would tell people who's listening, let your move on be your revenge. Right?
Okay.
When you walk in the room, you don't look like you've been betrayed. You know what I'm saying? You moving light. let your get your finances back together, be your revenge. Let you get your health back together, be your revenge. Because they watch. Let
you be in your best. You be your revenge.
Yes. That absence gonna hit hard.
It's gonna hit very, very hard.
And let your silence be your revenge. Because I ain't gotta talk to you, and I ain't gotta talk about you either. I just give it to the Lord and love you and from a distance.
Yeah. Kill him with kindness.
And so expecting an apology, I knew it would never come, but you have to be okay with that in life. I'm telling you, people listening, be all right with that. You know, and man, I'd be wanting to tell my story so much, but because I didn't move on in life, that's just a chapter that I been trying to repeat. But so I would tell people, like, I've been through it all. People will bash your character trying to cover their tracks. I mean, like, hard. They have everybody believe it. So don't expect your apology from the person just incapable of giving it. You know, let life be a lesson. Because they may not apologize to you, but they're going to end up apologizing to someone, right? Because one thing I didn't say, their betrayal will actually be their own payback. Because it's going to come back around. I do believe that in life. So I know we put a big thing on wanting to hear from that person to have accountability about what they may have did to you. But when you look back, they haven't even, they need to apologize to themselves for what they did to themselves.
That part.
That's the one.
Because you know what? You don't ever have to see their karma. You never have to see what they get back. None of that, because vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And so with that being said, that's why you just have to shake the dust off your feet and keep on walking in your purpose in your truth, and not in your truth, in the truth, because it doesn't even matter. Silence is golden.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I'm learning that so bad now.
So we don't have to walk around trying to be superhumans, because it affected me in areas in my life that I had to build back up, trusting people. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, man, I ain't trusting nobody. And I said, why leave the best part of you in a bad situation or sales situation?
That's good.
That's what made you. That's what made you unique. Get that back. That's what God gave to you. Get that part back.
And
leave it.
It's okay for you to be a good person with a good heart that walks around seeing people through rose-colored glasses. It's just that we have to understand that once they break those glasses, you go get another pair and you leave them alone.
Absolutely.
Because you still got to see.
Absolutely. So this is a very good topic, because of the world that we live in now. Everybody's moving so fast. Everybody's focused on money and success. So they are hurting a lot of people along the way. Right? So you guys, you're doing an amazing job. I will take, because I was watching, I said, I ain't going to call in. I'm past that point. But I said, call in. Someone needs to hear this.
Yes.
So the apology that you're expecting from the other person, apologize to yourself for not paying attention to the signs.
To the red flags.
Turning red flags green. Apologize to yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I think that is so good.
And give yourself grace to know that it's okay for you to have a good heart, and don't let other people's don't let other people's character flaws change your character. Because if God made you a loving, understanding, beautiful person, we cannot allow others to change our behavior and change our character because of their misgivings.
Yeah, then you're going to start to be unhappy because that's just not your character. You can't move like that. It's not in your makeup or your design. So you're going to be stooping down to their level, trying to, incorporate that. So
like that I was going to say, like that meme, why you want to argue?
Okay, I can't argue with you.
I ain't going to argue with you.
And it will be a very good show, but I will share this with people because I experienced it. And I can talk about it, no embarrassment.
Yeah, I feel like it's healing in your testimony.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you like to come on the show at another time and share?
Definitely.
It would be a good show to talk about. You see, trauma can have you paralyzed.
Very stagnant.
It can paralyze you in all parts of your life. Don't allow it, people. That's what it was meant to do.
I agree. I so agree with you.
Your life, whatever your purpose in your life, and wherever you are headed, even the enemy see that you're going to help a lot of people, and they need to stop you in your tracks right there.
And I had to learn about that whole trauma piece, because like my father died a couple years ago, and when my father died, I could not function. I've always been a very outgoing, loving person, but I could not function. And a lot of my friends, I couldn't be there for them because I wasn't showing up for me.
You wasn't there for yourself.
So how can I show up for you? And I had to, tell them, like, this was really, I can't. Shoot, I'm trying to go to counseling. I'm trying to work through this. I don't want to be around nobody. I don't want to do nothing. And it was a hard process, but I had to learn during that process to show up for myself, because my father would have wanted me to show up for myself and be there for myself, but it was just the overwhelmingness of he was getting better because he was sick, that he was getting better, and I had all these plans about what it was going to look like after, COVID, and what it was going to look like, and he's getting better, and we're going to go on the boat, and all the expectations and hopes and dreams. But I'm going to just share briefly, I never, and when you are caring for elderly people or just being around people, period, sometimes you will get an apology that you were not expecting by just being in people's presence.
I promise.
Because sometimes you have to love them through their pain. And when I say that, I'm not saying that you get abused while you're loving them through their pain, but just sometimes you just need to be around people, and sometimes the apology will just come.
Yeah, because God will be working on them.
Yes.
And I personally understand what you're saying, because my great-grandma, she had dementia, and she was no longer able to take care of herself, so she had to come and live with us. So I'm physically looking at my grandma, but hearing some of the things and some of the ways that she'll act, I had to understand, like, this is not her. Like, she's not in her right mind. So, getting that apology kind of more so closer to her being on her deathbed, it was like, wow, I receive it and I understand it. So,
because God gave you grace in that moment, to give her grace in that moment, to be able to be herself in that moment, because he knew that's what you needed, and he knew that you needed that to heal and to continue to love her.
Yeah.
And once she was gone, that I got that apology. She looked me in my eyes and said, I love you. Whatever she said.
Yeah.
And I got blessed with that with my father. My father was in a nursing home. My father wasn't the father of the year, you know.
But he was still your
father.
But
he was my dad. So when my dad got sick, we took care of him. And I think he was surprised, like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You did do what you were supposed to do. You paid your child support. You made sure that we were good. We could call you and all those things. Were we every holiday and we were the perfect family? No. But we loved on him.
Yeah.
And he was just really amazed, like, my kids are here with me every day. And so by us loving him, I got to know my father on a whole nother level that I never knew him. So I just thank God
for that
me spending that time with him, even though it was difficult because he had a stroke and he was going through his challenges. But I'm glad that he got to see that we loved him. And one day I was sitting there and he just out the blue was like, I'm sorry. And he bust out crying. And
it's okay.
I didn't know.
And you know what?
He didn't say anything, but in my spirit, I knew everything. That I knew that he was sorry for whatever it was, everything that he couldn't say that he would have wanted to say. He said it with his tears.
Yes, and you needed that
was
closure,
like,
and he knew.
And
that.
I was so blessed to be able to have that. So people, stop running from your old people, from your grandmother, from people who have been imperfect, from people who have hurt you. If you know that they truly love you like your family, and you get an opportunity to love them and take care of them, do it.
Because as they get older, it's definitely one of the most crucial times.
And it's healing in it.
Time is something you cannot get back.
And it's healing in it.
Yeah.
It's healing in it because those tears healed me from every thought, every action that ever occurred in my life with him, because he didn't have the words to say, but his tears said it all. And all he said was, I'm sorry. And I was like,
it meant a lot.
You know
Go ahead, Chef. What did you have to say?
Go ahead.
No, with you guys saying it, and you're absolutely right. Because during this process, like, my dad's almost 90.
That's a blessing.
And I had apologies all around me, not from that one source. But my dad told me, he said, you know what, son, I want to apologize. He said, the reason why I moved you guys where I moved you at, so you wouldn't have to deal with what I was dealing with. Because my dad, like Pam said, he was a good dad. He wasn't the father of the year back then because
he had his own stuff.
Yeah, he was chasing money. So he said, I apologize. He said, because that particular type of woman you was dealing with, I was dealing with within the streets. I was dealing with that type of woman in the streets. So he said, I apologize for not slowing down enough to tell you about that part of life. He said, I just try to put the family somewhere where they wouldn't have to deal with it. But he said, I realize now that eventually you're going to have to deal with it. So you're right, Cam. Sometimes, be around your elders, you get knowledge. But mine was focused back on a show topic. I was getting apologies from everywhere around. And that's what my dad told me. He said, man, I should have warned you about that because that's what I was dealing with. So he said, son, I apologize because maybe you didn't have to go through this.
Yeah. But I think if you give yourself grace and you lean into the Lord and you tell God about when you're praying and talking to God about things, he's working it out while you're praying. He worked it out before you pray. He's just waiting for you to say, Lord, help me in this situation. Help me in this circumstance. Help me know how to navigate through this. And when you have situations where people won't apologize and just situations in life and you take it to our Father, our Heavenly Father, then he will give you the answers. And the funny thing about God, he has such a sense of humor. He will put people in your life and people will start pouring into you and giving you the answers. And you're like, Lord, I didn't know. And they'll reassure you and tell you things that you did not know, just to be that comfort and give you that confirmation that you're not crazy.
Yeah, all while working on that other person and their heart and their mind, and that's what can even prompt the apology at your least expected. You like, where'd that come from? Whole time while you were doing you and what you were supposed to do, God was working on them.
What's that song? All things work according to the Master's perfect will.
Okay, church.
No matter what, hey, he always is working it out for us. He always is working it out for us. We just have to go to him. We just got to talk to him and say, "Help, Daddy," and he gonna be right there, and he gonna work it all out. Because I'm telling you, he'll work.
Hey, look, I'm gonna leave y'all with this, man.
Leave us with it, bro.
This is I laugh at life, and the way I figure people who do you a certain sort of way, see, one day they're gonna run into the wrong right person, right, and they're gonna be begging for forgiveness because that wrong right person. That part right there. Yeah, they're gonna run into the wrong right person. They're gonna be apologizing on the spot. But you guys, thanks for sharing the amazing topic. I'm surprised more people talk in because I think.
But you're breaking up a little bit. But the good thing is this show will re-air over and over. Yes. And more people will see it. They will be blessed. Yes. And God is good. And we just have to always just say that. Because at the end of the day, it all ends, it all begins, and it all starts with him. Yeah. So, it is what it is. Hallelujah.
Okay. Thank you so much,
you guys, continue with an amazing show.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening.
No problem. Thank you for sharing.
You for being our host.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Talk to you guys later.
Okay, I appreciate you, Chef.
All right. Okay.
That was powerful.
That was dope.
It was. That was needed.
That was like a moment, and we didn't even plan it.
That was necessary. That was definitely necessary. Accountability is a big thing. I feel like a lot of people feel like time passed is a apology, and I'm here to let you guys know that is not the case. Don't just go months without talking to somebody, pop up and just want to rekindle things like nothing ever happened. I feel like that is unhealthy, and it's going to come out later, whatever was swept up under the rug. So just...
Yes, because you might be coming back to a ticking time bomb because it has festered.
It's festered.
And then that person been thinking, when I see them on site, I'm going to bust them in the face. And you don't know that.
Yeah.
And then, they trying to hold it in. And then next thing you know, you got a black eye.
Yeah, because everybody don't express their cutoffs. Yeah. So I don't know. Some people do silent cutoffs. And then some people let you know, like, hey, I just can't deal with you anymore. So...
And like I said, silence is golden. You don't have to talk to nobody. I think that we have so often been people try to force you. I don't want to talk to you. I'm not going to talk to you. Stop trying to force people. Give them time. Let them process. Because at the end of the day, you think that the sun, the moon, and the stars revolve around you. They don't. You don't know what that person is going through in their life. You don't know anything that they have going on. I'm the type of person, I don't share everything.
Yeah.
I could be going through stuff with my mom, because my mother's older now. She got different challenges and things, going through stuff with me. But I'm the type of person, I don't tell people everything. I go to the Lord because I know God is my source.
And He can change it.
He the only one that can fix it. You can't fix it. You can't fix me, and you can't help me. So I'm quiet. So you just feel like, her life is just perfect, and she just da-da-da-da-da and whatever. No, it's not.
Carry it well.
But guess what? I ain't got to carry it because He told me, lay it down. Lay it down at my feet. Give me your heavy burdens. It's a yoke. Me and Him are yoked together. So therefore, we working together. And what I can't carry, He gonna carry it for me. But none of it was meant for me to carry in the first place. I gotta lay it at the feet of Jesus and let Him handle it.
I guess the yoke's on you.
Miles, you came back. Here we go.
Nobody studied Him.
Hey, look. I think everybody needs to take a good poop in the morning. Mine just came later in life. Listen, so today...
So right now you're not full of crap.
I don't know about crap, but a whole lot.
Okay. We were just talking about the Lord. Thank you.
The Lord knows who I am.
He made
knows your heart.
He made you just like you.
He definitely knows your heart.
Shout out to anybody who have a faith-based podcasts or sermons they want to do, we got Godcasting popping off, y'all.
Yeah. So come on here. Come on to Godcasting and talk about the Lord. Share the gospel. Share your heart. Share what's going on in your life.
Share your wallet. Oh, hello.
What's in your wallet?
What's in your wallet? There you go. Hey, I was in the bathroom listening to y'all. Y'all, Fred have a lot of valuable points.
Yes.
And I just think, y'all can go to the bathroom and listen to podcasts. That's all I'm gonna let y'all know.
you're gonna be stuck right there.
Yeah.
Now we just glad that you made it out because he fell in.
No,
he was gone for a long.
No, for real. His feet got sleep.
Right. His feet got sleep.
Yep.
You mean my feet fell asleep?
Your feet fell asleep. They got sleep. They was sleep.
They got sleep. Like I said.
When would you wake up? What would happen if you wake up and your phalanges and your feet could talk? Like you wake up and your toes talking to you like, hey, you
they'll tell me to go back to bed.
Like you missed a spot. No, you know what I mean?
No, they might tell you missed a spot. Shower your shower each day. Help me put her away.
I don't like showers. I hate showers.
I like showers. I like bath. I like water.
I like bath.
Water.
I love the bath.
Yeah, little soakage.
So what I learned about people take baths, they got more patience, right? And they a little bit more easier to handle, you know.
I don't know, because I like taking long showers. A shower can be 20 minutes.
A shower can do you well.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much work in the shower. I was just sitting there.
What? You gotta get up out of the tub.
And then when you get out the tub, you gotta shower off because you've been sitting in dirt.
You gotta ranch.
You gotta ranch. First of all, I learned the secret about ranching. You use Epsom salt. It ain't no ranching. It ain't no ranching.
No ranching to be done.
You need that because you be aching. Aching and a paining.
Yeah.
A good 2 for 1.
Right. Definitely because of that. Shout out to everybody who got gout.
Oh, no.
I mean, we can shout them out. Hopefully y'all get well.
We pray that you'll be healed and made whole. Give it to Jesus.
Okay.
He's a healer.
Try him.
Definitely.
And he will give you the information on gout. If you have gout, try tart cherry juice. They say that's good for gout. If you start drinking that, it will help you with your gout. I do know that for a fact. I've had people who have drank the tart cherry juice.
Yeah, but tart cherry juice is a good prevention. You know what I mean?
But it don't stop it.
It don't stop it.
So it's still coming.
Shout out to the prednisones. Chanie is my dope dealing friend.
Well, what I do know is I had a friend at work that did have gout, and I told him about the tart cherry juice, and when he started drinking it, it did help with the inflammation.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
It's a great prevention. Trust me, it's a great prevention. But once you get that attack, baby.
I've never had it, thank you, Lord.
Okay.
I never do.
I want to say shout out for my post of the day. My post of the day is coming from CC Gooden. And this post makes very good sense. She said, y'all be teaching master classes on acting, but y'all ain't even got y'all diploma in it. But carry on.
Oh, my God. Well.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Okay. You know the people that used to do that, the hymns in church? That's what it sound like.
Turn your phone down, sir. Yeah, but you know, but back to the apology piece. I am so glad, Chef, that you called in.
Yes,
because
that was needed.
As we do share, we help other people and we heal other people. So it may be, and I think Miles taught me that because I've always known that, but like me, I'd be like, well, I really just don't want to.
Yeah.
And being on a podcast helps you be free.
Same.
Because at the end of the day, we are here to help people. We are here to shed light on different subjects, different aspects, and help people think, because that's all we are here for is to be together and to help each other navigate through life.
Praise them. Now, if y'all could just pull the tithing baskets around and
close them doors.
Hey, y'all, join us at the table.
Just don't lock the door.
Okay, just close them doors.
Join us at the table is all I'm saying. When it comes down to putting things down and laying things up, y'all just need to join us at the table. The apologies that I never expected happened one day.
And who was it from?
And it was me giving somebody an apology.
Oh.
And
okay.
What I was doing, I was apologizing for letting them have that much control over me.
That's what Chef was saying. Like, apologize to yourself for the things that you allowed.
That you have allowed.
But the person who I was letting live in my house, my head and my heart rent free,
rent free.
I called them. and said, "Today is the day that I got to tell you I apologize."
You evicted.
Yes.
Yes.
You are evicted.
There's no 7-day notice around here.
Yeah.
I'm giving it to you today. And the day that I'm giving it to you, I am gone also.
So it's one of those things where we talk about friendships, relationships, but what about the accepting apology from parents?
Oh, girl.
Learning to accept apology from parents that you never received. I know.
Good luck.
Because some people really need that.
Well, it's not. See, if a parent apologizes for something they said, it's because they said something out of hurt.
No, not even apologies like that. Like maybe
accountability for being incorrect
or absent. Yeah.
Again.
Because I thought the apology that I was gonna receive from my dad, I thought it was gonna be more concrete. I had been thinking about the time in my life for all of my life, and when it finally happened, it was nothing like how I imagined or thought of. I thought all of my questions was gonna be answered, but all I got is I don't know. I can't tell you.
Well, here's the thing, and I'm gonna tell you, coming from a man who's been absent in his daughter's life for at least 16 years, right? I mean, like, complete absence in a sense. I've seen her. A lot of times, a man don't want to say things to their child because it incriminates and or will make their child look at their family and or mother differently.
Yeah. Even as an adult.
As an adult. Even as an adult, because it's worse when you're an adult, because it's really, you've been suffering with not having your father all this time.
Right.
And so, I tell people all the time, when a man has a child with a woman, he's not only have connection to the child and the mother, but to their family members, to their father and their mother, and to their cousin, their aunties. And so sometimes somebody will love their auntie more than they love that man, and that man say, "Oh, okay, well, my auntie said you can't come around," but that young lady is living with her auntie. You feel me? It's crazy. So
it's very complex.
It's not to deflect from the man's responsibility.
Yeah.
But what I am saying is, a lot of times when a man is absent, something led on to that. Because there's hardly no men, real men, do want to be away from their children. At least have access and have the ability to talk to them.
And I'm going to say,
that's coming from me.
We had to unpack that with us amongst our siblings. And when we had a lot of conversations, we know for a fact that our dad was not around, even though at the end of his life my mother did help take care of him and all that. But it was a time where my mother was bitter because she was mad about a whole lot of stuff. And so we now as adults know that a lot of things didn't go down because of their relationship. It had nothing to do, but like he's saying, my father always told us, respect your mother. Whatever your mother say, go. He would never say anything against our mother. But now that we're looking at it through adult eyes, we realize that
there you go.
He wasn't there partially because of her. Because they couldn't get along more than 72 hours. And my mother was a controller. She'd be like, "Oh, you're not doing that." And he didn't want to argue with her. He didn't want to fight with her. And I didn't understand. I'm like, what's wrong? And my dad was 100% man. But you're not going to disrespect him. And I said to myself, if my dad wanted to, he could have, if he was that type of man, she wasn't no match for him. It's just that he chose to be a man and walk away because he wasn't going to put his hands on her. He wasn't going to disrespect the mother of his children. And so he was absent. But when I look at it now, it wasn't his fault.
Yeah.
And
he didn't know how to deal. He didn't know how to cope. So he did what he did.
And men very seldomly have support on their end when it comes down to it. Luckily for me, when my daughter mother took my daughter from Detroit to California, and it was a point in my life I just couldn't take it. When I tell you my friends galvanized together, they didn't set up a whole plan. They're like, okay, when my boy like, "Hey, look, you got 3 cars when you come here." I couldn't get an airplane ticket or nothing because by this time I'm tapped out for just flying. Because I went there like 7-8 times by myself, just direct. Like, I'm going to get my. And sometimes working emotionally, sometimes you don't think. No, majority of times you don't think. When you're in emotion, and so when the girl who I was dating at this time, I knew about before my daughter even moved, right? This is a girl who I was dating, right? She was like, she said, my daughter said in front of her, Dad, spend the night. I want to wake up. You. She was telling me she want to wake up and see me. So her mother was like, my girl was like, so here's a box of condoms. You know what I mean? Go ahead and wake up to your daughter. Right? And then I ain't had no car. So she would actually pick me up from that morning. You know what I mean? And then, and so she was the same female 3 years later, like, hey, I got your airplane ticket. Go see your baby. Right? And then my friends, they galvanized it so quick. They was like, hey, when you got 3 cars, you got 2 houses you can stay at. You know what I mean? One is in Long Beach, one in Compton, but the one in Compton is real good, cool. And it's, oh yeah, you know what? You can stay at Terry Place. So anybody know who Terry Crews is, the muscle guy from? Anyway, it was him and our buddy was had an apartment together. So I went up staying there because it was in between where they lived at and all that. But they hooked it up to where when I first go meet my daughter, I had to meet her at a public place. So we was at IHOP. So I had 4 of my friends that live in LA. They was designated in IHOP just to make sure I was okay. So what I'm saying is that when a person when people know what type of man or woman you are, your people will galvanize together and be like, you know what, whatever is going to happen, it's going to happen today. And that's what happened. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Walter and Ebony.
Love is real.
Love most definitely.
Love is so real. Thank you, Calvin. Thank you, Ty, for tapping in, and Anthony Turner. Yes.
Yeah. What I would say is this: love is real, but purpose is purposeful.
Hey.
When it comes down to it, they knew my purpose and they knew the reason why. Like, I hate California. When I say I hate California with a passion.
I've never been there. Have you been there, Chanie?
No.
Okay. I hate California with a passion, and anybody know me know I hate California. And when I went, because it brings up too many memories, it's unreal. I mean, this surreal, but so it dishonest. You know what I mean? And at this point, I was just tired of California. And the one thing I would say is that her mother never called me or said nothing. You know, when I found out the truth that they was living in their car. You know what I mean? It's like...
So you would go live in your car to keep my baby away from me?
Oh my God! I mean,
that's
how about,
so crazy.
Well, off the subject because I don't want to get too much into this, but I had like $14,000 left of my whole entire life. I mean, excuse me, I had like $14,000 that I had, and I was like, "This is all I got in the bank at this time in the bank." I said, "You can have it. I'll buy you a house. I will pay all your bills for the first year. Just bring me my baby back to me." She said, Just give me my motorcycle and we'll still stay here. But I want a motorcycle. And so my daughter had better sense than her mother when I connected with my daughter. Shout out to Aaron Elise. Hey, baby. I'm just saying in life. So when it's dealing with parental things, that's a touchy subject with me coming from a male perspective, and then dealing with the irony of dealing with women who's bitter. But then I have to realize her father wasn't in her life. You feel me?
So it's that
it can be a cycle, and then sometimes it's just a choice. Because like
most of the time it's a choice.
It's a choice because like my mom, her dad was in her life, but I think with my mother and father, my mother loved my father so much. He was her first, her last, her only, her everything. And at the end of her, she would never date anybody or anything. So at the end of his life, she did help us take care of my dad, which was so admirable because I'm like, we always thought they was gonna get married again, but it never happened. But she was there for him, and he really did love her. But pride. So I'm gonna say this to whoever's listening: don't be prideful. If you love that person and you have children, you can work it out. Don't be prideful. There is no perfect life. There is no. They may have cheated. It might have been somebody else, and all of that. No relationship is perfect. And even the ones that you think are perfect are not perfect.
Well, people always want to place their mother and father in higher regards. Yeah. But the high regard is only designated to God. And when you think and when you look at your mother and father as God, when you get to know God, that's when you begin to lose.
Because he ain't nothing like them.
Right. But at the same time, looking at them like they're God when you're children, I get it. Because you don't know no better. But once you know better, you have to understand that honor thy mother and father. It don't say honor. It does not say honor thy mother and father and God. God was always first. That's why I said honor
thy mother and father, that thy days may be long, which is a commandment from Him.
Exactly.
Which is God.
So yeah. So we got to really think about everything. Give us a call 810-560-0658, 810-560-0658. And if you want the Renaissance of Cash, I get what I got to do. 810-560.
I just want to bring it on back to
0658.
You know,
go ahead, bring it back to
the learning to accept the apology you never received. First of all, start with yourself. Forgive yourself. Like Miles was saying, we've all been saying, forgive yourself. Start with yourself. Look in the mirror. Apologize to yourself for whatever that you may have been going through, and give yourself grace.
Okay.
Caller.
It's Frank for the Police Officer Support Committee Pack. I'll shift to
no. Let's listen. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? You're on the air.
Hi, thanks for holding for me. Yeah. It's Robert for the Police Officer Support Committee Pack. We're reaching out to everyone in the area because more and more police officers get assaulted on the job every day.
Hello?
As a pack and not a charity, our goal is to elect lawmakers. Hello?
Yes.
If you don't want to get hung up on, I suggest.
I'm going to let you know you're calling into a radio station, sir.
Hello?
That'll do it. He said, they hear me? Oh.
Screw you too, Mortimer.
Oh, my gosh.
No, for real.
I was like,
he got up out of there quick. Oh. Yeah.
Anyway, so...
Those damn spam calls.
No, seriously. At this point, I'm about to screen these calls.
There you go.
Ain't no way.
You didn't look at the call
Ain't
like
no
this.
way.
Ain't no way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but like I was saying before I was interrupted by the spam, forgive yourself.
Yes.
And let that be enough. And know that you are enough. You know, when you unpack at the end of the day, you know whether you were right or you were wrong, and you know what you should and you should not do. So don't be stubborn. Have an open heart. Be loving and do the right thing.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
It starts with you.
But no, that's the most powerful sentence people could ever say. It starts with you, because
with me.
What I learned is
no, Chanie, give yourself. She need a
thank you.
As a grown ass man, I tell anybody, when it comes to dealing with hair, I'm responsible for everything. Mm-hmm. When everything goes wrong, it's my fault. When everything go right,
I thought you said hair.
No, I don't have none. Anyway, so when it comes to hair, everything that goes wrong, it's my fault. Yeah. When everything goes right, it's the team's fault. So
it's a heavy.
That's a lot to carry. I get why you say what you say, but I always say when you say it, that's heavy to carry by yourself. Especially when you have a team.
Well, to be wrong or to have things not go right is not a bad thing. Sometimes the lesson is always in what did you learn in the lesson. Sure. And sometimes when things go wrong, it was meant to go wrong.
Yeah. So that you can find the right in the wrong.
Exactly. And most people don't get it. And it's okay to be wrong in the conversation so you can learn the right. So I learned that a lot dealing with Nate.
Anyway, I just want you to know.
You a strong soldier to keep up the conversation. I'm okay.
I just want you to know from the team that here at the Rise and Grind Morning Show that, Miles, we appreciate you and all that you do.
Yes.
We really, really do. Because without you, there would be no us, and there would be no Rise and Grind and a whole lot of things.
Oh, that sounds so cute if you was in the 8th grade, but y'all help out a whole lot too.
We're going to write you a letter. He liked them better. We're going to write you a letter.
And it's going to be more than 4 pages.
Thank you. She was gonna read that.
Put your readers on.
Right.
You would. He'd be reading and crying all the same
No,
time.
I'm a crier.
I swear he gonna do both.
I mean, hey, look, like I told people, my boy told me the other day, he said, man, if I would have lived your life, I would have been killed myself. Like, there's no way in hell I would have survived. And it's not meant for everybody, but I believe in God. My love for God is different and stronger than most people.
Yeah.
More than most people can possibly imagine. And it's only because my mother told me a long time ago, baby, nobody gonna love you like me. Nobody gonna treat you like me. All you have is you, and you have to always take whatever you say and make it happen. You don't let nothing happen. You make it happen. But she told me that. And then as I grew, I learned there's 3 types of people: those who watch things happen, those who let things happen, and those who make things happen. Yeah. And so, and learning that, I just sit back and I be like, okay, why am I sitting over here not doing nothing? I see you looking at your cue card. What you got to say on your? What's on your cue? What's on your cue card?
I just wanted to circle back to please join our sister of the pod, Stephanie, at the Posterity Gallery in Grosse Pointe tonight at 9 p.m. And on Saturday, she will be at the Bricks and Wine on Franklin from 6 to 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And she thinks that her display will be on display for the next couple of months. So we're saying shout out to Stephanie and support her because, you know, a lot of people aren't into art, but we're going to have a show about that coming up soon as well. But we need to get into it.
And don't forget about Q. Q got something popping off with Vaquita Taylor this Saturday. It's this Saturday.
Yes.
And it's at 21573 Grand River Avenue in Detroit. Doors open at 8 p.m. Saturday, April 19th. Hosted by Vaquita Taylor and featuring the big man himself, Mr. Quincy Lewis.
And we got another shout out because if you don't want to go see some art and all that, or after you go see the art or before, we have the stage play, Mark Hunter's What's a Man to Do at the Northwest Activity Center. Yes. There are 2 shows. There's one at 4 p.m. and one at 8 p.m. You can get tickets from on Eventbrite, I believe, and also from members of the cast. So don't forget, if you want to have a good old-fashioned stage play, hang out with your girls. They got 2 shows, one at 4 and one at 8 p.m. Mark Hunter's What a Man to Do.
And it's $25 for the matinee and $35 for the evening.
Yes.
Be there. They starting on time. Well, that's what he said. Anyway, y'all.
They're going to be on time. They got to get out of bed.
Chanie said she want to get her hair curled up. I think she said one rolled up.
You know what?
Oh.
Chanie cute the way she is. So stop
she
it.
did.
Thank you. Miles irritating.
People should not comment.
Right.
She mean this. Wrap it up.
This ain't got no hair.
This just wrap it up. Okay, she's trying to wrap it up. Hey, y'all, our producer, our time is up. Y'all watching the Rise and Grind Morning Show right here on Podcasting. Don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe. Shout out to Q Lewis showing me how to work Opus clips. I got to show you that today, Chanie.
Yeah, shout out to Q.
And we got 20 new subscribers just in like less than 15 minutes.
Hey,
nice.
We are family here on the Rise and Grind Show here on the Podcasting Network.
Yes.
She sound
Pitch
like
media, y'all. Let's go.
She sound like one of them damn robots that's malfunctioning.
2025.
Where are you going? No, you're not.
I do voiceovers as well. Call me.
Bye.
Rise and grind. Morning show at 9:15 a.m. Monday through Friday. Great conversation, guest appearances. 'Cause you